Hello everyone, how's it going? Hey, I haven't posted anything puppet related in a while, so I wanted to come to you today, and hopefully this will be a treat for you. I'm going to show you how I made the wings flap on this bird puppet. I posted this puppet, a demo of it a while back, and it seemed like she had a lot of interest. So I thought I would show you how I made it. Before I go and actually show you, I wanted to start out by showing you the wings in a little more detail. As you can see here, I just cut some sheer fabric and airbrushed some feather patterns on it. I cut two pieces of fabric the same, one for the top and one for the bottom. And right in the middle, as you can see right there, is an umbrella mechanism. Talked about that on my last video. That's what I used. And so that's what made the wings flap using an umbrella mechanism. I used two pieces of the umbrella, and when I pull the trigger, the wings flap. Now, I already talked to you about rod puppets in my rod puppet video. If you haven't seen that, that's how the head is created, by using triggers and returns right there. So I just so happened I made a prototype before I created the final puppet here to test my theory and my ideas. A lot of time you have ideas and they don't actually work. Got a whole room full on the other side of the camera of ideas that never work, but I got hope that one day I'll figure it out. So I'm going to show you the prototype that actually worked and got us to the final bird. So here it is right here. This was the first initial prototype of this puppet. Sat down, made a lot of drawings trying to figure it out, sculpted the head in clay, and then cast it in urethane. And once again, you can see it there. The goal at the beginning was to have some blinking eyes, but just ran out of time and didn't have time to make that mechanism. The neck right here is just a piece of tubing, corrugated tubing, that I actually cut with a razor, if you can see that, to give me a little more flexibility. Every other one on every other side, so it gave me some more flexibility. But in the end, I actually took some smaller tubing and used several of them and ran them together, and it just gave me way more flexibility at the end. But the video is about how to make a bird's wings flap, and so this is what we came up with. We, meaning me, sorry. Oh no, I did. I had some help. I had some friends online who graciously spoke into it and gave me their ideas, and a combination of all of them, and we made it happen. I did the work, but I used their brain power. Thanks, guys. You know who you are. So what we did is I took an umbrella, and I on an umbrella mechanism, there's the slide that when you slide it open, it forces the umbrella parts to open up, and then when you pull it, it closes it. So I'm thinking, how do I do that? So I needed a way to be able to push it forward to open the umbrella parts, and when I pulled it back. And so I wanted to do that on a trigger. And so what I did was I got some plastic, and this was actually a container that some glow sticks came in. So it's not like you can just go buy this piece of plastic, so I have no idea what it is. But any type of small plastic, maybe a small piece of tubing, something that's got some rigid structure to it would work. And then on this side, I took a piece of PVC, some small PVC. This is actually a union right here for two pieces of pipe, coupling, whatever you want to call it. Right there, a small piece right there for some really small PVC pipe. And what that did is that allowed me to slide plastic on plastic, which had a whole not a lot of friction. So when I would pull on the trigger mechanism, it would pull the piece of PVC forward, and when I would release it, the spring, the return, there we go again, pulled it back into place. Let me rotate it here so it doesn't hit on my tripod. So as you can see, when I pull it, it opens the wings, and then the spring right here, you can see the spring, it's full tension. When I close it, when I let the trigger go, it pulls the wings back into place, so it houses them in place. Now this side's the interesting side. See, I just carved the handle out of wood right there. This is a pipe hanger. I think I spoke about those in an earlier video that I use for a trigger. I put the rotation point right there, so that way when I pull my trigger, it's got a rotation point. But as you can see, as I pull, I needed to extend my trigger because it didn't extend. So I put a little piece of metal in between the two. It doesn't have to be metal, it could be plastic. It's just what I had laying around for this. I think on the actual bird I made something a little bit different, but it's the same concept. And so I needed to connect it so I could extend it because I needed more pull distance to travel so that the wings would open up further. So I added that extension on there, and what that allows it to do is when I pull the trigger, it extends forward as I pull right there about halfway, and that was enough to give the illusion of the flapping wings. And when it goes back, it pulls back into place. So I needed the top to be stationary, so I bolted them here and here, made a little T-joint there, and when I pulled, just opens the wings. Works pretty good. As with any puppet mechanism, it just takes some figuring. There's no one correct way to do it, and it works for everything. Every puppet's going to be different, and mechanisms do tend to break down. I only use this puppet for about 4 or 5 shows, the plan to use it, so it should last me that amount of time. I haven't had any problems with it as of yet, but I'm sure if I used it day in and day out, it would give me some issues. So just know that when you're making mechanisms, the simpler you can make them, the better. The sturdier you can make them, the better. So I hope that helps somebody. On the final bird, the body, this is coroplast. It's a plastic material. A lot of times during election time, candidates will use yard signs, and that's what this is. It's a plastic corrugated, like a plastic cardboard. Cut it up, it's really lightweight, it's really sturdy. But on the final bird, I actually used a plastic Easter egg, a large one that kind of came off in half, and I used that as the body and cut it up and built actually foam shoulders on the top, and I built a foam chest and things like that, and tail, so that I could extend it, and then I covered it in fur and airbrushed it. So that's how this puppet was created. Wing mechanism. If you wanted to give it a try, go for it. It's pretty neat illusion on stage. A lot of people thought it was neat. Heard a lot of gasp from the crowd when the bird actually started flapping its wings. So it's pretty cool. You can do it. I know you can. It's going to take a little ingenuity, a little planning, a little trial and error. This was not the only prototype. I made a couple of them, but this is the one that I had laying around, so I wanted to show you. So thanks for watching. Hey, if you do make something with these flapping wings, please show me. I'd love to see it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, if you learned some knowledge, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Thanks a lot. Bye.